Good evening. Welcome back for those coming back and those on replays. Hey, we hope you stay. Tonight, we're on our way back to more Final Fantasy. That's right, we've got some goodies tonight. Tonight, of course, we're in the post-Dawntrail game. That's right. Bit more post-game, bit more post-game. We have a few quests to get into and out of. Find out where we're all going. So, fair warning, spoilers be here. We are off the map. We are doing stuff that is not here yet. That's the plan. That is the plan. We'll have to track down everything else as we go, but primarily, we have quests to get to. So without further ado, let's cut over. I know. Here we are. Solution 9, Administration Building. Technically, it's over here. Wonder how I could tell. Anyway. Gotta have some fun with it? Oh, absolutely. It's Kryl has it. All right. What per se have you two come up with? Warm fare thee wells can ease sting of partings, but as we come to terms with an absence, not soon forgotten. That's right. For us, it has been several months, but for them, they just said goodbye to a few people who've skipped out town. In fate's footsteps. Wistful glint in her eyes. Right? Let's see where this glint leads us, then. Plenty of rest? Good. I thought we may ponder our next steps. Perhaps reflect on our recent journey. Recap. For those who haven't patched up this, my thoughts often drift to the Mist Continent and our stay in Treno. Heartening to see the Malala prosper despite the odds, and my own flesh and blood strive in that levin-racked landscape. Sphene was eager to restore diplomatic relations, and I have no doubt Alexandria will provide much-needed support for their neighbor. I shall, too, everything I can aid my home away from home, my wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I say we've accomplished all within our power. Looking expectantly, I suppose that just leaves a matter of preservation's research. Unclear how Calyx, who we got other spoilers about, learned the techniques he used to summon his dark primal. And there is, likewise, much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope Shale's efforts bear more fruit. Speak of the devil, there it is. Stola, can you hear me? Shale and I have been reviewing the decrypted files and uncovered some intriguing details. Would you care to join us? We'll be with you right away. Excellent. Rather eager to speak with all of you. Come find us in the Deutero lab when ready. Uncanny tiny indeed. Indeed. Let us make for the containment complex. That's the elevator around the back of the store, of course. Oh, I gotta run it myself. Ninja Cat. It's Ninja Dog, not Ninja Cat. Ninja Cats would be interesting, too. Many people running this? I'd probably say a large number of people have headed straight into the other one. Right? Kicks off at the top of Tulliola from the patch notes, which is to get the third walk open. But I like to keep up with this, so I prefer this. Hey, brass set. Here for the containment complex, right this way. The 1029. Although better, slightly better than 667. Research and the key cup. That's an empty key cup. Given all the data is stored within electronic devices, Shale's expertise is proven invaluable. Here we go.
You're just in time
Moist.
for a progress report. The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter. While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
Tasty. Eyebrow raise.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala. And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession.
Tasty.
The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required.
But they didn't know what that
A
was.
process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle. Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected.
Ah. Random chumps.
The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I say.
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
Okay, well, how'd that get on our side of the thing?
Their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity, which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Zoralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
She tried. I don't know if she
The
succeeded.
Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope.
Maybe.
Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
That makes sense. Besides, this thing's bloody huge in the backpack. Right, royal pain in the butt. The little white stone is a lot easier to carry.
Give me a moment.
It's like, lucky we don't have one of those inventories that has size and shape involved with it, which is kind of fun. All right, Stola, what do you see?
Y'shtola?
Moth to flame.
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory. The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
A relic.
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
Well, I've only had it in its can, so not really. Reminds me of Azum's crystal.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Azum. A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies.
Phone call.
Hello? Yes, this is Cryo speaking.
I'm calling someone's cell phone.
That was Ojika with a message for us.
Ojika?
An urgent matter?
I'm not altogether sure.
Oh no.
Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex.
Ah.
Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons.
She's got a new outfit she wants to put on everyone.
Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the salt.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be back this way in short order, I bet.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us, for Alexandria. In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as I find anything of note.
Cool. And, that thing.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
Well, she's his researcher.
You are most welcome.
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
I don't seem to have the ability to say no, so
Well
no.
then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
Another piece of white orosite from that day. Trail to the heavens. There's a reason it's in the title. Oh, we'll have a word here, as we can. Credit can unlock secrets of the key. It should come no surprise that we too struggle to understand its nature. Do give Tataru all my regards when you see her. I ought to mention, I also uncovered information unrelated to the key. They say certain confidential reports are now accessible via devices in the Research Commons. You might wish to preserve those files before you depart for Charlian. Ah, good thing to do. Just be saddened by your departure. Until we meet again, safe journeys. Alright, well, let's go take a look in the, what's it, director's office? This one? No, this is the power level. Like this one over here. Something like that. Cluttered side table. No, we don't need to do that. I don't think this is the right spot. Let's take a look at the tablet. Newly accessible memory duplication catches your eye. Promulgated a number of fundamental principles governing endless research, among these strict prohibition on memory duplication. Provisional government sought to revise this prohibition, one exception, Queen's Fiend. Ultimately made to equip her endless counterpart with the Tiara variant regulator, enabling routine backup of her memories. Agreement with Master Calyx objected most strenuously to this proposal. One's corporeal form, flesh or blood, nothing more than a vessel. That is a vessel to be modified, experimented upon should circumstance require it. Memory, however, was sacrosanct and inviolable, the very essence of life and personhood. Eventually acquiesced to provisional government's request, numbers of facility personnel were duplicated their memories to efficacy of this. Refused to entertain the notion to this day he has avoided creating a single backup of his own memories, resolution I myself chosen to emulate. Yet. Nothing else in here. We'll just check this tablet in case there's something here. Okay, so that was the definitive thing then. Basically trying to say Calyx doesn't have a backup in the system. He is the sort of the one and only entry. To where he may have transferred his memories and gotten away, he did not. It's not a backup to Calyx. It is actually him. And Mr. Closet can basically stay that way too. Let's go. At the Baldessian Annex. Old Charlian is 1,000 gil jump. Right then, we make that jump. And to the Annex. I know it's only a short run, but still. Good job. Trial. Haha. Trial. Let's hear what she has to say ere we meet Tatara. I do hope she is well. Yes, I do too. Dear, currently I neglected to bring gifts from Tural. Considering the extra work they've had to handle my absence, I dare say I owe them a veritable mountain of snacks at the very least. Oh no. No snacks! Graha! Welcome back, and a pleasure to see you too. Thanks for contacting us. We came as soon as we could. Felt it prudent given how troubled Tataru was. Concerns much appreciated. As so happens, we reached a convenient junction in our investigation. Dale and Stola have matters well in hand, leaving us free to make this trip. Relief to hear. Now let me fetch Tataru for you. Why don't you take a moment to relax in the main hall? I'm sure you're all fatigued from your journey. I don't know. Like, look to me. Yeah, we can do that. Like, yeah, we can do that. It's fatigued. It's a ship. Not exactly I'm doing much, you know. Walking the decks, laying in the sun, watching people haul sails up and down. And I want this little map for the wall. Yeah, freaking Tataru is away on business these days. 'Tis a small miracle we're all in the same place at the same time. Only now is beginning to feel like we've actually returned. Fond memory within these four walls. Yeah. Waiting. Voiced? Not voiced.
Planning your next journey?
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask. Welcome back.
Oh, wonderful to see you again, Tataru.
I'm so glad you're here.
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that you were rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a tale of your Turali adventures. It was only once they departed for Garlemord that the rumors came to my attention.
Rumors?
Rather alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star. I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend with. But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures. For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check, and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the void. Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the void.
Garlemald?
Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
It is. Alphino and Alize were there when the trouble began, and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful turn.
In Tertium? Heresy!
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn servant, Galul Jajar. Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolal.
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding. It's up to all of us to forge new bonds, together.
Wait for these guys to taste tacos. Fire on the inside and outside.
Thank you for sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolal.
Blink, blink.
Thank you. But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
Well, strike while the iron's hot, especially in this place. Old.
Sir! Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
What?
Oh no, Lapis Manalis hard.
Clutium Squadron reporting in. We're under attack. Void scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection. Damn it. Is that another fissure? Oh no, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose! Come on!
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
We shall leave for Garlemald immediately.
Thank you.
I'd almost be headed to Radzehan. Go back to the tunnel that exists there under the sea.
I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
Void Center coming from the 13th, then like, how? Clearly made the right decision to come to Charlie. I dearly wish the circumstances of our return were not so grave. We've seen the Thancred and Urianger since our battle with the Endless Fiend, have we? Two returned here at some point. Told Alphino this are withdrawn to Tertium to request aid from front lines. Intend to rejoin the battle once reinforcements were ready. I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Select your word. I'll have the Night Silver pieces. Although, more of this would do nicely. Start grinding the food. I think I already have some of that. I did. Two worlds entwined. There's a pensive expression. Like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let us hasten for Tertium. Yeah, well, fortunately, there is no fast way here. New, but I do have a better way to get there. Tardy, travel, City Autoport. Right? If I try to race there straight, it's under others. Sure. Ilsabard. Lesogard, Gir Albania, Far East, Ilsabard. Tertium, 1439. I'm going to take the shortcut there. I do have a shortcut. Somewhat. First things first. Pay half the fee for free. Whee! Then, let's head. Should have Almegan Quarter. 468. Eh? I know. Some people will be looking at me. Why here? I'm going the wrong way. That's the right way. Ironworks pilot. You're who I want. Take us aboard a ship. Yep. Oh! I remember the links. Right. So, are we going to get Lapis Manalis hard? It's a common thing. I mean, you get... Let's go here for a second. Like, you get Hatali, but prior to up here, you'd have Hatali, and then you get the next dungeon hard. Brave Fuxlon, stop hard. Sunken Partial, Sunken Tentacles, even, you know, Stone Vigil, and then Lost City hard, Ferocious hard. Fractal, St. Othens. So there is point for it. So, right? Yeah. Tertium's below. Right? That might be where the point is, but that's the entrance. So we might get Lapis Manalis hard. All right, now before we yapper to you, safe enough in our lines, this. I have a word with a few people around here. This more sodding voice sent. Suppose I ought to get out there and help my comrades. All right, so all their dialogue's been updated for it. Speak have been averted, yet we live. This serves as inspiration. Marks this. Oriange, Thancred, Alize. Alright. Well met, my friend. Now let's hearken on to Alphino's words. Thancred. Been far too long. Okay. Thanks for coming on such short notice. I'm glad you're here. ... Ah, you've made it in time. Always do. Right. Very much a wizard. Meanwhile, Graha hasn't updated his outfits.
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all.
Yay!
Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries.
Is it ever?
Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault. The Ilsabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, They appear to have the upper hand.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clutium. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of Voidsent.
Clutium. 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 Good one.
They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
Absolutely.
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
Oh. That's a lovely place for it. Alize's jumped out of her jacket and put on her short shorts again. Hold on those legs, lady. Clutium is now accessible. Oh, it's right here. All right. Enter it with a party of NPCs. All right. Thancred, Graha, Elfino. Yep. I'm okay with that. That seems to be the most default party there is. Taking them straight as they are. And as normal, I like to do these first up with the NPCs just because they help tell part of the story and I can stop for any sort of shinies on the way. The Clutium, aka where we make bombs and things. Take us long to get into a fight here. No, these are our classic void spawn. Look anything weird. I know Evercold was announced and there's a whole thing with it. These don't look anything like that. The only one rule when working with
we mustn't hold back.
Of course not. The only rule when you're working with the NPCs is remember, they're not good at dealing with more than one group. So if you're doing healing, it's hard to sort of pull, or if you're tanking, you know, Alphino and company have the hardest time dealing with more than single pulls. Secondly, I thought there was a spot on the ground. It wasn't, but... So...
You'll not escape this!
Do they really do? They really do.
We mustn't
Any
hold
unique
back.
music? Let's hear. It is.
You underestimate me.
That's one set of pulls out of the way. Yeah, blackguards are definitely part of our standard. The reason why I wanted to hear what the background music was like is because sometimes right after they announce their piece, they might add elements to that music they're expecting to run through the whole theme of the piece, much like in Dawntrail. Yeah.
You underestimate me.
One more pull.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
These are all 13th Void Sync. I mean, there's nothing really weird about them. It's not like they're Void Sync from any other ones of this.
You're mine. Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here. Take care of the Fisher.
Hang in there, we can speak later. Oh no, it's some sort of demon engine. Eye of the Scorpion. Yeah, it's a Scorpion mech that's been merged with a Mandura. Jeez, talk about seriously pulling the Chaos routine thing. Yeah, let's just do that. Then we're right back into normal music, so we'll kill that. Well, that was just nonsense. Oh, this is double nonsense. Oh, the absolute annoyance that one is. That was cool.
You'll not escape this!
Okay, scanning for moving targets. Healed for the stack. There we go. Okay, so I know they know how to dodge that. Make that weaker. Motion scanner. Direction. Same side. Oh, so it's a whole thing. No, it's just an AoE, so we done with that one. Alright. Era, but Prey Magic this. Okay, let's have a look at this thing. Item comparison. It is a 665 hood. Alright, don't ignore the magic defense in this because, you know, it's low defense, high magic defense for mine. So that. 447 is this number. 490. So it actually has more vitality, but less of this for the blue. The numbers are 256, which is a little bit below that, and 178, which is a bit below that. There's always the 4 numbers. Right? These 4 numbers, doesn't matter what they are, they're always the same way around. Alright, so cool. Also, what's it look like? I don't know. A little dorky with that. Alright, so it's a hood with a curtain. That could be useful. Restricted access. This is cerulean burning, more than likely. Go get him, Thancred. Six such fights? Absolutely. Music going back to normal, or? Yeah, it did. Alright, so it's got standard boss music fight. Give me a second. There. The standard boss music with that too, as fact. Interesting. Nothing seems weirdness. Not dropping links just for a single void sent. This is the 13th being, well, the 13th. Ring of Healing. Junglers? Yeah, Jesters. Gonna say there's no explosions, so obviously that's obviously the munition factory. North Emblem Timberland. There's my buttons. If you want to hurf things at me from that range, I'm more than willing to be the target. I said, I'm definitely staying further back than everyone else. So that means, speaking of which, I ran forward, didn't I? Everyone just like dumped on that one. All right. Second boss fight. Some sort of spiderling type thing. Oh. Short. I was saying that looks like a mouth and a pair of eyeballs right there. He is by far one of the more hideous. Yeah, we'll go with that. Ripples of Gloom. Okay, standard AoE. Basic Vomit. He has Advanced Vomit. Alright, there's a group up and run around. Group AoE. Guy's got an annoying thing. Yes, not be there for that. I do not need that cleanup on my build.
Are you alright?
I'm okay. Pillsbury Doughboy here is not being friendly. Evil Emission. Considering everything else he's done, it's like, sorry, I just reminded John Cleese in Monty Python, act up in your general direction. Like, yeah, I can see that. Free magic boots of scouting. What do they look like? Ah, short boots. Scrap villas. Scrap gargoyles.
You underestimate me.
Alizé's targeting singletons. An AoE? Feel like it. Where'd it go? There. You lose the mouse regularly. I do. Well, I suppose... Never mind. Close my sandbox there. It's because like one guy's going way down fast, and I know I'm throwing aliens out. What makes me think? I know Thancreds can't be doing that much damage. They did say they were going to change the numbers. They did? Yep. Paid Failure Decretize both got a boost up. Crimson Strike and this both got boosts in damage too. Okay, so they buffed this, and the Ifrit side thing. Yeah. It's an air tunnel. Oh. Oh. What the hell are you guys building in here? Another one of those airships of yours. Hellhounds. Yep.
Escape this!
Plane blasts will do. Plane tri-disasters? Yeah, it's not a catastrophe.
Are you all right?
Sweet steel. Okay, cutscene. Third boss type thing. Mephalis, masterful manipulator. That doesn't look like anything I've outright seen before. Thinking that's one of their assault ships they're building there. Does look like it. More rail slides. Really? You hung those things from the ceiling with cable? I'd say that was the back end of the ship, and that's the front end of the airship. Secure test site.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
Rubbish disposal. Okay, that's just an AoE, nothing transmit. Void Dart. Frontal Flat. Fancy. Okay, those puppets do that. Those puppets do AoE as well. Good to know.
You underestimate me.
Harsh disposal.
Time to pull the string.
Puppet pair. Oh, the timing on that one's horrible. I don't know what that was, but apparently I passed it. How'd you pass it? I wasn't looking at them, so I don't know for certain what the actual control was. Right in that pathway. Crap. Toast. That is a problem when you're doing this. Yeah, I knew I was toast on that one. Oh well, do it again.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
Okay, so he can't blow through the shield. So dark as a frontal blast. There. Just random shit. Cold and black. Meaning I should be fine right here. He's only doing one at a time.
Now for something different.
Now for something completely different.
Time to pull the string.
Okay, let's just assume that's don't look at him at this particular moment. All it has is a play button on it. We have to wear that one. Take the hit. Dark. Rubbish. Shielded. Thanks.
Time to blow the string.
Yeah, and then I was controlled by that one. I don't have an answer. I wasn't looking at him. One or more of your party has not completed this, Alizé. Okay, he didn't go poof. Curious offending. Ooh. That's not bad. I don't recommend it for the cold. It's leather centered. Center cuirass. The pauldrons are simple. Very simple. No undercoat underneath it though, so a little chillable in the winter. It's a very winter thing. Cool. Oh, there he goes.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over.
This guy does.
I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
Yeah, hold your horses. This guy's a string bastard.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Wait. If you do that, I will be trapped here.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate?
Choose. Don't get close, you goofball.
You want to go back? To the void?
Put one found its head and go for it.
Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot yet bear to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there as they do here. I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the void, I'm sure of it.
His form is imbued with the will of all those I consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
All right.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Oh, I...
Embarrassed?
Indeed. That was truly heartening to see.
Great, now I've been cringing in front of 2 young kids.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
The higher void entities are somewhat cohesive. The lesser ones are driven mad by hunger. Think of a hungry wolf or bear. It doesn't give a snot what you say, it just wants to eat. That'll be added to the expert rotation. Yep. Oh, Thancred. Just going along right. All the credit to Zero for nudging him along the right way. Here's the rest of them. Alize. Quick to put our words, or rather those of the Dawn Servant, into practice. Yes, they were. Elfino. Well, appreciation. Without your intervention, no doubt casualties were far greater. Yay. Braha. Void Sentinel only absorb ether they consume, but their thoughts as well. You don't mind, one hopes they prove as capable ally for Zero. Strictly on all count, Ilsabard was successful in containing the friends on their front. Back such numbers, just to refine our feet, I dare imagine the consequences had you not provided such timely aid. We thank you all. Hooray. Hooray, hooray. And somebody's got to be a little cold. You can now open it with the trust. Nice. That's... Trial? Thancred. The grave presentiment. Something weighs heavy on his mind. We have quite the predicament. How
the
did...
Ilzabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being.
Well, how did they open is the question.
Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open. A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Oh gods. The moon.
Moon's haunted.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
A number of my fellow Garleans now call Mare Lamentorum home. Alphino, Alize, please see they come to no harm.
Oh joy, Nero! Well, at least we'll have someone who knows what's going on up there.
We'll be back before you know it.
As him and a few other Garleans went up there.
A quick word, if you will.
Very quick.
I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her?
Is it a buzz bun? Take out.
Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void. She likes dumplings.
Someone smitten? Don't ask where that fits, you don't want to know. Run off. It's like, don't ask where that goes, you don't want to know. Runs off. Of course, the Loporrits.
We're doomed! Doomed, I say!
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent, and lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
What about the shield?
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened.
Living Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion. But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
Yep. Doomed! Doomed! We say doom! Doom! Oh no! Beleaguered Loperet. Aid the beleaguered Loperet. Valiant Saber, so frightened I daren't move an him. Moved back to the burrows, and will this. Heading southwest towards the drowning band. Several slaughter bots in tow, but I worry they won't be enough for all the void sent. You best hurry. That one. Very much that one. Yeah, it's not as big as it was before, that's for certain. Living Way! Her bots are all that. Evil eyes. Aid Living Way.
I'm saved! I dread to think what would have befallen me if you hadn't intervened! Oh, I was never in any real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue.
Well, we only just figured it out recently. It's all below.
Paris is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stemmed the tide ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberate to ever live. I can practically taste the praise.
Ahem.
Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater. Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through. I don't foresee any major problems.
Well, thank you, Miss Foresight.
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
Doomed! Sing the Doom song.
There you are.
I left the data in Shale's capable hands and teleported here as soon as I heard.
Oh?
And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Thank you. We got something pretty evil on the other side of the gate. Needs a
Then
thump.
a real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Golbez's domain beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
Well, there's one way to find out. The Nixie.
By the 12.
Oh, thank you, Ancients. Gift of Ethos. Yours is a journey without end, conceived and guided by principle. Hold fast to what you must, meet your fate without fear. Fourth, discover unite the stars unto one. Let none bar your path.
They're headed your way. Let them come.
The 13th. I knew that was happening. Hey, Paladin. Changed from Reaper to Paladin. And the Dark Knight that is Golbez.
What are you doing here?
Long story. A visit felt long overdue. No time to explain. A visit felt long overdue.
Only you could be so carefree amidst all this. May as well make yourself useful. The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean.
Ruby.
They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem. And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Leave the void scent nearby to us. You take care of Enuo.
Enuo. Yeah, we're good at that.
Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach.
Job change? Job change.
Void scent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield. Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
Fire with fire, water with water. Coming right into Azum's powers now, aren't we?
Who dares face me? A mere mortal. Hast thou come in search of power? Renown?
Do I get to give him a smart-ass answer?
I fight to end this world without end. All who stand before me shall fall.
Photo has now been opened. The unmaking is now accessible. Yep, it's a trial. Ooh, 9. Born by the key to gloaming path, you emerge Red Moon amidst carnage. Faithful allies there. Zero and Gopaz battle tirelessly. Red Sovereign risen from the dust. Blah blah blah. This and that. Average wait time, stupid. Ooh. You are no longer selling items in Limsa's market. You managed to sell something for that. It's a fairy light pendant wall. Or fairy pendant wall light, basically. All the little twinkle lights you see some people hang up? Yeah, there's one of those. Where'd you get that? From the Isle items. Turning Isle tokens in, or Isle this from the scuzzy monkeys. The Felishkin tickets got turned into 7 tokens, or 7 chests. I cracked them all open and put one up for this, so hey, this. But then again, I was selling it way under what the normal price was. Look at the scatter, so it's like, hey, these people have been selling this for this much. This much? Ping. Gold. Nice. Will it actually take 23 minutes? I don't think so. Have a look around here. All right. Another safety thing here. There are tentacles on this. Let's take a closer look at this bottom piece here as well while we're at it. Hello. geez, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Sorry, you cannot come into this particular realm. You don't have shirts or shoes. Okay, looks like the map, it's divided into 4s. Right, absolute quarters. Yeah, you got sort of 4 major pins on this, so I'll assume some sort of this. These are actually fairly wide as well, so there might be wedge attacks, half circle attacks, line attacks. You bet. Yep, now let's take a look here. That also lines up with the fact that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Yep. Ignoring this sort of tentacle on tentacle action here. Also, 2 horns in that portal. Horns attached to anything? Outer rim. Anything else? So they might move during this fight. So if you assume some sort of line attack comes out of them, they can lock up on any one of these patterns. That's 8 possible line blasts. Okay, what else can we deduce from this? There's an inner ring and an outer ring. Clear? Yeah, that you can see it right here with the blue line. So obviously we've got a case of, you know, icing and not icing. So I'd say that this line might indicate a break point between something that happens in the middle and something that happens on the outer edge. So we assume there's going to be 8 possible line attacks, possible wedge attacks, inner outer circle attacks. See, now it's actually figured out what the time is. It's about 5 minutes on average. Yep. There we go. So that's the point on it? That is the point on it. Light party. There it is, full party. Cutscene. Question mark, question mark, question mark. The unmaking. So, like I suspect, line attacks, circle attacks, area attacks. Welcome, everyone. Sovereign of Naught. That's how you actually spell naught. Meaning nothing. 0. Okay. Alright. Let's assume standard procedure. AoE blat at the beginning. Ulalas are our tanks.
All who dare oppose me shall quake before the sunken dark.
Meteor rain. Let's assume that is the AoE. I've got shield on. An impressive one. Not
Void's power is mine to wield. Perish.
Not grows. I'm good on these guesses sometimes.
Be still.
Gaze of the Void. Okay, that's a run round. It didn't earn me any thing, so it's just a straight damager. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's try and get over here. Yep.
Accept your downfall.
Single hit. Got a double shield tank out here. Health down.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you?
Not really. What the? Oh. That's the AoE.
The void consumes. Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one
Ooh. Yeah, this has got a big area to fight over.
I've breached the darkness. Let the light guide you.
You must break free.
Okay. It got a little high because we thought we just had to run for it. Turns out you actually had to fight it.
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered meaningless.
Light, protect us!
I will not yield my domain! Such is the power of the void.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, this isn't easy. Right this side, right here.
The void's power is mine to wield. And thus did all bounty cease to be.
And Adel for the multi-attack. Isn't that an artifact?
Behold the truth of this world! Accept your downfall.
I told you that blue line was going to be in use. Right? They kind of do tell you a bit, don't they? Oh yeah, study the ring. The ring will tell you a lot.
Doth the yawning
That's behind me.
not tempt you?
Oh,
Be
you.
still.
Shields. Going up. Coming down. Oh, GG.
They must be sealed away.
In Memoria. Okay. Give a thumbs up to our tanks for that one. It's over. Yay! That wasn't a bad fight. You predicted a fair bit of it. You got any preview? No. Absolutely not. Had to keep him out of trouble for a while. Ah, still is Nixie's still doing fine.
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Void Scent from passing through the gate?
Partly.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
Have you ever noticed any other anomalies? Been emerging from fishes across the source, but have you noticed any as in the void of late?
Nothing comes to mind. Why'd you ask?
Now for the explanation, this has been happening, blah, 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 blah.
So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate. For better or worse, precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened.
Okay.
Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment,
until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
Tis a possibility.
Twitch.
What of Razatan and Garlemald?
Well, they're not so badly off.
Eulus took mercy upon the interloper.
You wouldn't have thought he would, but he did.
Whether Void Sent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home.
True.
Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much.
Oh, one more thing.
Wait. How exactly did you get here? No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state.
Well, I have a key.
And this path of yours is still there. I cannot see it.
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Well, I hope I deliver those dumplings. At least show us that we're delivering the dumplings. Ah, now seems an opportune time to give Zero the parcel, Eulus a pin for her. If you are intriguing, had my foreign self known this, I would have sought a different means to reach the source. Something for me. Key items, package of dumpling. Request the grave presentant. Parcel of still warm dumplings packed with care by Eulus. That smell. Food, is it? He says you like dumplings. He was very embarrassed. Eulus speaking of the dumplings his mother used to make. Thank you for the parcel and fond memories. More enough to share with Golbez, now that he forgets the aether of others. Or forgoes the aether of others, I'm sure he'll appreciate the sustenance. Wonder what the void would be if culinary traditions flourished here once more. Enough to break the cycle of mutual consumption, heartening, if nothing else. I wonder if we'll be able to come and go from this region from them. I mean, I don't think there's anything here. Maybe they'll open up a few mining spots to basically dig. Ooh, what do we got? Chorizo, lobster bisque. So, tenacity, not good for me. This piety, not good for me. Critical and spiel speed, nope. It'll be silver pieces. Gain 4,000 bucks. Till our battle earlier, I hadn't called upon darkness in some time. In truth, I find light a better fit these days. We've been roaming the void in search of individuals who would join our cause. Though we return to the Red Moon after sensing Anna's presence, rarely do we linger in one single location. Interloper who does seek me out, he might be to return to my domain. Why don't you join us? With Inno defeated, the source should be in no immediate danger. Yeah, sure, if you've got a way around. Good. I'll wait for you by the crater. Remember to traveling by Nisroch. Once we reach the surface, the creature will convey us to my domain. Teleported, situated between here and the center of the moon crater. Traveled to the surface in days long past, though I seldom need once my generals were in place. Gorum herself crafted the device I might lay low the servant of light. Now we restore light to the void. Gorum. You know that name. My idol reminiscence made our descent. Gorum, one of the Asians' names. That made it easy. Many in this domain still fear me. I shall remain here to avoid needless provocation. Many live here, chosen to do so, as they support cause. If numbers grow, we may require more territory. Be able to harness the residual ether from Barbarici's domain. Those reserves enable me to expand mine as the need arises. Prepare for our potential guests. Join me in my abode when you're ready. Hungry void scent. Must be cool, as I'm glad to consume his ether, if I stood a slight chance of not being gobbled up first. I waited eternity for Zeromus to save this world, but my faith was misplaced. Zero brought us hope, the reason I kept coming back here day after day. You gotta do the exploration too. Leave me be! Alright, piss off. Zero's amazing, truly Gobez is equal in every sense. Squid-headed void scent. Okay. As we'll talk with our this. How are you faring, mortal? Training might alter my form just like Zero, the very essence of beauty. You should just wait and see. Alright. Tempted to see what you plan to do. Definitely amiable void scent. Brought you this many, our numbers have swelled. Tired of conflict. Suppose you would, you know, millennia, eat, sleep, die, eat, sleep, die. Drive me mental after a bit, too. Imagine you remember these, the transmitter we used to receive light from the first. Memory serves, they work by channeling excess ether left in the wake of the flood into the crystal tower. Tower's cross-rift travel capabilities, light is then conveyed onto the 13th into these devices. Have mind to use them now, they'll need to be set in an elevated location. Awkward. In an elevated position, I can jog. Park ether of other beings. Not even I shrivel up and starve. Tired of eating my friends.
Upon activation, these transmitters will shine with light from beyond, sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
Right. You might want to hop out of the way, Nixie.
I am Zero, and this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict. Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible.
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, I cannot say. But for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This light is ample proof your comrades spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
And you shall have mine.
Intervention seemed to forge a new bond. Thank you for bringing word to me. Gather you'll head home sooner rather than later? You'll not be able to freely return to this, or you certainly wish to leave? Yeah. Let's return to the Red Moon. I won't begrudge proper farewell. Nope, I will not. I've spoken with, a few. Looks like most of them here all have the same concept. A few of them a little bit spooked about Golbez, but that's that.
Would you deliver a message to Euless for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
I have a funny feeling we may be responsible for this donkey.
Memoria will be safe here.
You sure?
The crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First.
See what I mean? I have a funny feeling the light we dumped in here and the darkness that went there sort of was enough to balance the worlds and pull them closer together.
If Enuo's Memoria might serve them in restoring their world, we shall likewise consider its transfer.
How much simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us. Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
And then just whoop, gone. I'm sure they just watched me just disappear.
No luck, I'm afraid. It appears he's not in Mare Lamentorum.
Very upsetty spaghetti.
Wait. Is that?
What's up? Sorry, had to take a bit of a run.
God, you had us worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Smart-ass remark. I had a quick run over to the 13th. We had to deal with the nonsense on that side of the gate.
Shortly after you vanished, the Void Sent incursion abruptly ended.
That makes sense.
We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
This golden path you said you traversed wasn't visible to us either. Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th. Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
Yet what could be behind such a phenomenon?
Hello. Easy.
And who might you be? Not a Void Sent, I'd wager.
Dude, it's a knife, not a gun.
Greetings. I am Helmarut of the Asians.
Helmarut.
We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms? I wish only to talk.
Just made flowers grow on his weapon. That should ease off of her.
Thank you for affording me a chance.
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities. That you should reveal yourself at this juncture. I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
Squeak.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well? Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all.
Well.
Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you. You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it, nor will I ever regain what I once had.
Cool. Still kicking you down a hole.
If you wish to speak, Halmarut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients.
14, yes. Hence the name of the game. 14.
As the will of the star, Thaelin perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia.
RB cheated, yeah.
And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more.
Okay, that makes more sense. She sundered it, and it was her
Yes.
magic that made it.
It seeks to rejoin with all of its shards. Unlike the one we Asians attempted to orchestrate, however, the star's rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment. All life and matter will be condensed into a single whole and remade for a new beginning. A complete rebirth.
The next Final Fantasy MMO that comes after this, just like 11.
Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long before the light of mankind was kindled.
Right, okay. Everyone's mouth's a little bit of drop.
Supposing for a moment we believe you, how can you possibly know all this?
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial. A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Thaelin and Zodiac. The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning. The earth shakes, and mountains spew fire. Floods wash away the fruits of labor, and icy winds freeze and starve. Countless perish as nature runs its course. So many seeds of life have already been lost, yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the thing.
But it will not. For nothing lies beyond the solstice. When all creation is reunited. When that day comes, every last trace of mankind shall be erased. I cherish man's journey. Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. 'Twould be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die, when some might yet survive. Would you not agree?
If a natural rejoining doth lead unto the solstice, then thine intent is to preemptively rejoin the worlds.
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections. Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations. The Winterers, we are called. And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
Even if everything you claim is true?
You are an ass.
What you've done, Calyx, it's unforgivable!
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval. Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse to our methods. But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one.
We have to rejoin them one way or another. That'd be what Ethos called out.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
You brought that all the way from back there, you butthole. You did leave him there, didn't you?
Wait!
Okay, it's just an illusion. Let's see. We don't need to deal with that butt some more. Alright, so this is all the... Riange. Ascians once labored to resurrect Zodiac to bring back those rendered live summoning. For the sake of those who now live, we fought tirelessly to oppose them. Yep. Doth really seek a rejoining to avert the solstice to ensure some survive, otherwise all would perish, then our interests are not so disparate. No, they're not. That's the problem. I'll be plotting something utterly reprehensible. A little bit. Lola? Tempted to dismiss a preemptive joining as utter absolute. Her words are not to be taken lightly. Alfie, what do you guys say? Nothing. It's too busy thinking. Can't be speaking the truth, can she? Guild, I'm still coming to terms with it. Individual, Calyx ilks, or worse, exists on other shards. There you are. One moment you're standing before me, and next you'd vanish into thin air. Thanks to you, all the voids sent have been eradicated, the gate lied sealed once more. Nearly a peep from the crater. Though I can't help to notice some of you do not share my enthusiasm. Is something wrong? Well, you might need to help to prevent Aetheris from all dying. Dark seeks to become whole? That's preposterous. As far as I'm... Oh, crap. I hate that. But thankfully, for you, to spoil this, you very well choose to save the day. Damn it, I missed that piece. Also this. Grapples with disclosure. The solstice and the winter's schemes, as well as our approach moving forward. Time to take to consider. To that end, I believe we should gather and speak in person. I mean, all our fellow scions. We're all here, aren't we? In case we want to recreate the Rising Stones, I'm sure Tataru and the others would sure glad to meet us there. Our return is long overdue. After Garlemald, I trust there are no objections. Rising this. And it's at this point you realize almost all of Dawntrail was set up for that key. Everyone's like, this is terrible. Level 10 missions of gravity. Prototypical retrieval. Lower level. Hopper's hold. Mission of gravity. Oh, that's the out into space thing. That's the thing. Lower level. Teleport. Looks like we're working out of more donut once more. Like how it says Heidelin, not Theris. Yep, Reverend Toll, one of my favorites. Get around well, get paid. You obtain a 1,000 odd pieces here. Just when you thought you were done with the place, it just drags you back in. Alright, Kryl. Or take care of Garlemald. Only after 10 in the wood. I'm sure. Yeah, yep. The Interral came to such an abrupt end. I should like to make arrangements to remain in touch with Shale. Lifetime ago, I first stepped inside these walls. Given lifetimes worth of triumphs and tribulations in the interim, perhaps it's only natural. Leaving, it's almost constantly on the move. Feels good to put my feet up on familiar stomping grounds. Times of vicissitude, some things endure, the sanctuary surely among them. Times like this, company of friends is all more precious. Nary a thing has changed since we last gathered here. No doubt Tataru is chiefly responsible for the prevailing state of tidiness. She and a great many of our comrades are en route. Let us wait for them a while longer. The Dawn's Trail. Didn't mean for the Golden Cities, it was the Scion's story. A little against, a little for.
Long it hath been since last we gathered here.
You missed the reverb, my friend, I bet.
Though our order's dissolution was indeed in name only. Thereafter, we did largely operate independent of one another. All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
Well, wait for the doors to open and we'll all come in.
Apologies for our delay.
Hey, Boulder. Your brother with you? Yep. And says Cotrain.
We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route. Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with. But we're working on it.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
He should be at Broadsay Han.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as much as I'd like to savor our reunion, Tataru tells us there have been developments.
She's got to be happy that she's with the two brothers again. She was right to run across her in Gridania with one of the brothers, and she's upset she doesn't have both of them by her sides.
Will you apprise us of the details?
Yeah, you're not going to like it. We're on the world Chasing after world destruction again. It looks like the world's going to try to put itself together and kill everybody. Asians may be involved, trying to cause some more mischief on the side to force it on their own hand, and we kind of have to beat them to the punch. We're out to save the star again.
The Winterers and the Solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear. Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
In light of the recent Void Scent incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the Solstice as a genuine threat. The problem is how to deal with it.
Both the Source and the Reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could. But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation, then what can we possibly do?
I wonder, was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar. So it is entirely possible she was unaware. But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, she may have glimpsed this eventuality.
I think she knew and chose to trust us.
So she believed that we could overcome this trial as well. Or rather, that the choice was ours to make.
Whichever it may be, it is we who must find the answer. We who live in the here and now.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I dare say everyone could use a rest.
Bit of tea.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Ere I forget, hereon, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession.
Mm-hmm.
After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined to unravel.
Giving up so easily? But this is all the lead up into the next Final Fantasy I can see. You really can? Oh, absolutely. Right? Concept of the reforged star. Well, they said they were only going to give support for all of this for 10 years as a thing. They did? Mm-hmm. 10 years. That's 4 expansions plus Dawntrail, 1 every 2 years. Which means the final one, which is where everything comes together. Brew some tea, indeed. Clements. Come to your senses, but I see you're in the throes of withdrawal. Brothers are reunited, yet a distance between them persists. How cruel. Fate forces me to choose. Told you. Comrades, remind tales. After this. Yay! Everyone's gone so far. Great deal to share, and don't know where to begin with. How are you doing with your brother? We're training in Gridania. When Void Sen attacked Twellswood, we were able to fend them off with the help of the Twin Doubters. Invasion had already spread across the star. I realized gravity's situation, and ordered a confidential report sent to the other Scions. So I took quickly apprised. Thanks to you, we were able to make haste for Garlemald. Circumstance and duty might keep us apart. We are bound by common purpose. Indeed. May that purpose continue to guide us now that we stand together once again. Anyone hiding on this side? Nope. Okay. Judging by your guys, Clements, your studies have been productive. Indeed. Charlian astrology. Point of concealing other healing hearts, but it's decided to persevere with more focused training to better leverage my skills on the battlefield. I think I'll be much use on the battlefield these days. I can start the whole bold heart. This thoroughly bereft of other administrations as I knew you still required constant supervision. You haven't changed in the slightest. Makes me wonder how our colleagues who couldn't join us are faring. Yeah, my heart does not see a single face clouded with despair. No, we beat the crap out of that. This Lapis Menes fighting off fiend-controlled Galatea, something I won't rush to relive. Good training. Fulton and I remained in Corvos to monitor the situation amongst the Garlean and the Corvosi. Seldom smooth sailing, time settled, we were able to return. The Garlean community has made great strides to improve the relations with other people. Hearing that, I feel renewed zeal for resolving the issues in Corvos. Oh, we'll be going there, will we? I know we did it in the story, but that was only, I guess, a preview. Perhaps you would like to hear more of the Garleans' complimentations from me and the twins? Might help stroke that fire a little hotter. Went off on our own, we spent our time exploring Dawntrail. Never had a chance to visit the Rite of Secession, you see. Journeyed to the east through Zentia and headed up the coast, frigid northern reaches, before being where they revere storied beasts of the sea. Excursion only served to reinforce how diverse Tual is. We also met with the Wakali, the Blue Mages. Though we didn't have time to study their arts at length, we were privy to several intriguing demonstrations. Curiosity, further, and traveled yet more distant lands. For better or worse, pragmatism tempered our wanderlust. Plenty to see of the continent. Very much like to return, given the chance. Okay, so we're going to Corvosi. We'll see a lot of friends come back to here. Plenty to discuss with these old faces. Easy decision, but Solstice is now a paramount concern. Opted to formally withdraw from our efforts in Garlemald. After all, anything we can do to protect our world also serves to keep Garleans safe. Julius and his comrades are already working towards a brighter future of their own accord. Honestly, I'm more worried about us. Difficult to see the path ahead, so hopefully get through this and return to Garlemald with our head held high one day. We prepare a letter for Julius and the community. We mustn't let despair stay our hand. Much and more to discuss with one another. When we do a proper break, peace and quiet will help you think. Comfortable in Dawn's respite. Really? You want to go have a snack lap over there?
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
I detest evenings such as this. Too bright, too stimulating. The mind distracted by the inconsequential. You needn't be so wary. I merely come to offer information before my departure. Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan. Our destination is the fourth. A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations.
Roll credits. Why tell me where you're going?
I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more. Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway. What Halmarut said to you earlier. She suggested that dealing with the reflections might satisfy your ambition. But is that truly so? You have seen battles beyond counting, have defeated even the fear of death. Is there some conclusion that you seek, no matter the cost?
Right, the most perfect espresso. Smart-ass answer time?
I will share with you a truth.
Go ahead, Stuffy.
We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another, but we do not necessarily share the same beliefs. Just as you and yours decried my actions, I find those of my fellows objectionable. Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to the world. Fruits born of undying devotion, daring aspiration, and unwavering ideals.
Dude, honestly, why would you have a compass stuck like that? The pen, I get. But this? That's stupid. In the pocket.
No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we must steal, our actions will be vindicated by those who abide in the future we create. In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing more than folly. For no living soul shall remain to judge them.
We had become the warrior of darkness over the warrior of light. shattered stars are doomed to mend. How turns the key to winter's end? Very cute for this. Even I'd like to hear adventures next time we meet. Soft victory. Scion, wherever they take me. Cannot silence this, but this. Okay, are you had enough of this? Lull in the conversation. This is my chance. At least feigning a little interest in your sister. This obsession has gone too far. Yeah, the two sisters, and she's just hung on the two brothers. Face a tough fight in the void. I know your instinct is to charge into the fray. Even heroes need to rest. Rest this via reports is about this. Should another crisis, let's take to provide our support. That a connection persisting on the 1st and 13th fills me with the joy. You two just hanging out here. Mother Menphilia conveyed the will of the stars. Surely she would have known if nature itself ran counter to that. Ascertains the veracity of Helmet's claims. I shall head my word to Charlie, and they may offer us valuable insights. Whose voice it was that named the key ethos. The more we learn, the more mysterious bound it gets. I'll let Julius, you met with Zero. I'm sure he'd like to wish how she's faring as well. Moment, I should like to hear more about your trip to the 13th. I would, but apparently, to be continued. Very much a very, like, key, look out. It's a Reaper in dark colors. It's not unusual. No, it is not. Fortress in the gloom. Where to? Did I say the other one was? Oh, Tulliola. We'll go there direct. Tulliola! Like I said, it's all this way. Landsguard messenger. Heard something blah 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 blah. Hollow promise. Looks received to you. Guard remains on high alert. Vent echoes appear in Dawntrail. No sightings. Missive from Kikwid Just conducting a test with Prish and requests an audience. Google Jaja has already left to meet him. I only assume you'd be present in your results, so I suggest make it for the outskirts. Oh, okay, that's where we are. Yeah. Zommenlai. Full of lightning in this. Ulchaka. Oh, you might come just in time to hear Axel and Prish. Alright, let's hear what you two have to say. Plus hospital during our time in Solution 9. The dining styles she took us to were most unusual. The meals were surprisingly delicious. A lot of tea, both inside and outside the dome, but first I gotta know what Kilaz has found. let's hear what's going on with these two. Thank you all for coming. So what have you learned? This through examination of the both of them, we discovered that spit it out. Spit it out already. You made your point that we're not living. How bad could it be? As you say, you are indeed artificial life forms, each possessed of electrope core. Were said cores to be damaged, become increasingly difficult to maintain your form until you eventually dissipate, much like you already know. And what is the present state of said cores? Damaged. Axel's core showing signs of wear, no significant damage. I don't expect to break apart anytime soon. On the other hand, well, to be blunt, it's a wonder you haven't blinked out of existence. Used all the electrope tricks we had to mend the worst of the cracks. But it has been mended, yes. The core should hold itself together as long as she remains out of harm's way. Another strong shock to the body is all it takes for her to fall to pieces. It'll be fine, I won't overdo it. Wouldn't want to miss all the adventuring we still have left to do, right? Couldn't imagine going on without you. We're comrades born of memories of the same home, after all. Even those I recall a few far in between. That's right. So quick to share what you do recall. It's easy to overlook how much you've forgotten. The cool Jaja's right here. What is it? An attack of Mamuk, strange creatures the Landsguard are unable to identify. Attack! Echoes in all likelihood. Then she'll seem to reform. Let's hurry. Everyone hurry, except me. The other end of everything. Kind of think, Prish. Well, I have a funny feeling 2 more would be entertained. I know a pair of artificial life forms who wouldn't mind company. For Prish and this, yeah. Prish and Alexel basically join up with Alpha and Omega. On their many adventures. Alpha can't be that much of a combatant. And Omega doesn't have any combat capability either. Who knows? Alpha might actually have a way to help her. Got a strange knack of that sort of stuff. Oh, Jaja. Ah, and you brought others with you. Done all well to hold the line. Why aren't they disappearing? Nata, here. Matter of creature before, not in Toral, surely. But how or why would they find their way here? There goes their course. That goes. So the other word is home to these Anata as well. Remember these fiends from Vindrel. They call them Lamia. Let's go with that as a long A. Their cunning is only matched by their ferocity. Thankfully, not cunning or ferocious enough to overcome our Landsguard. Which way more comfortably, allow me to explain. There's a shit ton more in the woods. Standing guard when an army of these snake creatures appeared out of nowhere, surrounding us in an instant. Their numbers were beyond count. Had they pressed their attack any further, we easily overpowered and besieged Moonwook. Yeah, like I said, there's a shit ton more back there. Strange mage arrived, barely a child judging by her size. She felled the army with a single spell. Vanished before we could so much as ask her name and offer thanks. No better, you'd be describing Kryl, but her magics that destructive? You haven't been on the receiving end of them proper. Retrieve this letter from the enemy's remains. Oh, our friend is back with another challenge. Dearest champion, greater pleasure I have known a vessel would be. Vessel for the king has alas been chosen. Then I've sent forth this celebrating the military procession. I hope that it proves to your liking. I did return to Juno for a coming coronation ceremony. Ugh, needs a boot in the ass. Fight it. He wasn't planning to release more echoes. We should refuse. Town continued skirmishes to the south of the Seek, but I fear it's more of a battle of attrition. This is what you get when you don't properly kill someone. Yes. Well, I'd love to be the one that gives Seralja a town trashing my places with the Landsguard. Agreed. Now, capacity on information. Your job will be to outline the current situations to the soldiers when they return. Right, let's go kick Seralja's scaly arse. I agree, but you take it easy. Don't forget what Kiswara said. It looks like things are taking for worse. Get out of there. Yes. You don't want to add Prish to our list of ended friends. No bridge. Close in there, get rid of that, get rid of that. And find out we're going the wrong way. The left at Albuquerque, you goof. Do you dream of flying cars? No, I've seen how some taxi drivers drive. Imagine your favorite version of your cabbie being able to drive wherever they so deem. Yeah, that ain't happening. No, anything with air would be basically like its current airlines, completely controlled. Will you be doing this? Probably no, but we won't be doing the fight tomorrow, but we will unlock it tonight. Strange, I don't recall this being here before. Obviously not. Another one of those portals. Maybe you decided to cut the chase and get straight to the fighting? Perhaps, but Seralja struck me more of enjoying hearing himself talk. Yes, a bunch of people believe that one. Hello. Speaking of the bastard. So someone did force their way in. I assume you lot had simply grown impatient. Thieves, then? No. Such a feat is beyond petty bandits wandering Yaktel. Hello, we have another. Suppose it doesn't matter in the end. Whoever they are, their fate was sealed the moment they set foot within my domain. Miss Prowley, you're clearly no match, so why not just turn yourself in to the Landsguard? Do not read my letter. I found a vessel worthy for our one true king. He first incited conflict in the lands of Vandal. This adventurer has no chance against such a primordial being. Good soldier. Finally we have the power need to rule. Rule Vanadil, yes, but we need subjects in this world. Or should we simply slaughter them all? As long as we draw a breath, you will not bring harm to this world or any other. Ah, that you might say. I expect nothing less than a man who's... Perhaps that's better left unsaid. What are you hiding? What have you learned of who I am? As for you, never fear. When my echoes have finished with these appetizers, know to take their time on the main dish. Main dish? This is barely a fucking app. Dude, you're opening up the buffet here. Last night, to commemorate this auspicious occasion coming of our king, a veritable feast of powerful foes awaits. I should hope you'll survive long enough to grovel at the feet of our new ruler. What a douche canoe. That bastard! Even didn't acknowledge I was here. Next time I'll see him, I'll make sure he never forgets this face or my fists. You'll be knowing no such thing, or have you gotten Kilzana's warning? Leave this fight to us, please. Fine, but don't do anything reckless. You hear me? The third walk is now open. Oh. Windhurst, the third walk. Right. So, that'll be our kickoff for tomorrow. It will be? I will be. Primordial being. No, he couldn't have. Claims know me or not. My plans to file the memories of our deal ends here. Right. So, tomorrow we'll be doing a full set of them. Oh, you'll find, because we did check, the gold coins are out. And, of course, this is the fun part. Our third walk, all the upgrades for our gear are available. So a lot of people will be doing the complete everything now. Seriously? Very seriously. You need bronze coins, silver coins, and gold coins. So tomorrow we'll kick off with the new one. Then we'll find out what the timers are for the next two. I have enough pieces of silver, 8, to get most of my gear upgraded. Right? I need 10 coins for all of this. This one won't come until basically the end. It won't? No, they never let that one go right away. And it looks like they're doing it up to 790 gear. So I was right that the relic weapon will go to 795. Now, the relics will be done in this patch point as well. Currently 775, they'll come up to 785, and then to 795. Honest points? Honest points. So that's where we'll end. That's where we're going to end this one. I know, we don't get any tiles tonight? No! Some people will be like, disappointed. I'm sure someone will be like, aww. But in truth, we can't. Nope, we run till 10:30 and then we're out for the evening. I wonder if it's that cool or not. But like I said, we had some spoilers on the go and we'll get going with more tomorrow. Is all that cool? Also, we'll have to see what else is available, where else it's available, because apparently also the Beastmaster will be released this patch, as well as the North cult will be opened up. Yep. So a lot of stuff is opening up. And now we've actually been given what our goal is. So this patch is literally the turning point. So the next one will basically be the kind of what we're setting up to go to the 4th. You know, we've been told, hey, we're going to the 4th. Try and stop us from doing what we're planning to do. Cool. I'm glad she's a little more understanding. This Asium? Yes. I'm sure there's a couple other elements here we're not quite catching just yet. But the key itself said rejoin the star, and it looks like that's what we're going to have to do. Yeah, but we're going to have to try to do it without all the calamities. How are we going to do that? That will have to basically, that'll be basically the blueprint will basically be laid forth in the prequel section now. Right now we've moved from post-game into the prequel section. This was the turn point where basically now all the other pieces will basically be towards setting up Evercold, which is our next one. I'm going to take a guess and say that we open up the gate in the above Bifrost in the frozen north. Oh? It's possible to sort of leak. I don't know. I wonder if we're going to create the effect of basically a farting balloon. Just off the top of my head. Right? That's where you sort of connect like how Alexandria was connected with the key. Right? We bring the people back to here and sort of connect the outer worlds to sort of just fart their ether back into this. Sort of just like a balloon going... And they sort of deflate into this world without basically all crash of ether. Right. A controlled flow of it versus one mighty kaboom like the Asians were doing, or the almighty kaboom, which looks like going to happen if we don't do anything. I think the Asian's kind of hoping we'll come up with something cleverer than she is. Right? That's what I believe Hallie is trying to come up with. That's going to be effectively what we call her. I know it's Helmet, but we're going to call her Hallie from here out. Hallie and her little squirrel berry. Although I still want to drop kick that thing. Absolutely drop kick it. Anyway, let's play it out. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. It's time to run away for another day. Indeed it is. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow evening at 7:30 Mountain Standard, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, if you want to watch what the next piece is, which of course will be the third walk. Yay, we expect to get hammered. Oh yeah, we expect to get absolutely hammered. We'll also basically get into a few more runs here, there, and everywhere. And we'll get some more go and power as we go. As you go, as we go. So, let me basically thank you if you showed up tonight. Right, got to thank that early? Absolutely, we're going to thank you early. If you can catch this on the replays, hey, thank you. And, you know, we don't have a problem with that, especially seeing it's like, oh crap, spoilers. We'll watch that after we've played it ourselves. Yep, then we can watch what you did with it and your commentary. That's all positives. We don't mind. If you want to watch this up on the YouTube upload, in case it takes longer than this, because Twitch does not hold it for too long, but I like to keep it around. Hey, it'll be on YouTube. That's where I like to put it, because no one else is going to handle it. So, that's how that goes. Absolutely. You think there's going to be much on that walk? From the imagery, it's the friggin' world tree, so I'd say we're going up a tree. So it's one giant climb to the roof, to the top of the boughs, absolutely, and I'm guessing the Lalafell will be involved with this. And they'll recognize her, because it looks like we're getting the old team back together. Which kind of means to be something else. Something more primordial. You think it's a Bahamut? Well, they had a dragon, so I'm not pleased with this, but as I said, it kind of makes some unusual sense, because dragons sort of came after the split, but we'll see what it is. Oh well, we'll have to find out next time, so please tune in.